Hey, it's Dan Melnick. I'm the CEO and co founder of Zing, and I'm proud to be a sponsor of this podcast. So please check us out today as we can help fuel your business growth. myzing.io. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah, great. So you're from India by the look of the time difference, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. Well, pleasure to be here. Good to meet you at long last. We've been talking for a long time.
Yeah, it's pleasure meeting you, sir.
Good. Well, thank you for the opportunity to, discuss our project. That's great.
Yeah, thank you very much for accepting my invitation. So, thank you very much again, Matthew, for accepting my invitation and accepting to be on my show.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Really is.
So, I've gone through your profile. I can see you're doing a lot of work. I can see you're doing you're providing different services. So, I thought to tell about the service that you're providing to my audience.
Yes, I mean, basically, we are a ratings company, crypto ratings company. So, just to give you a little bit of the history of how this all came about, I mean, I've actually been a trader for many, many years, and I was trading through the last crash that I traded through was actually the 2008 financial crash. And I did a master's degree around that time. And we identified that one of the reasons for the crash was basically a misallocation of assets due to a failure of the ratings agencies. So, the big ratings agencies, Standard and Poor's, Moody's, and they were basically awarding AAA ratings to collateralized mortgage securities in the US in particular that really shouldn't have been allocated AAA. They were basically junk status. And so this rating in AAA caused a lot of investment to come into them. And they collapsed. And so this financial collapse, which almost brought the financial world to its knees, it really did. In fact, it started money printing, but it's because of this failure of ratings agencies. And with this is where Bitcoin was born out of this financial crisis. And so, the era of decentralization came into being with the birth of Bitcoin. And that's where the idea of building a ratings agency for cryptocurrency, that's where it came from. So we put together Evai, which is evai.io, and we put together this cryptocurrency ratings agency, which is effectively decentralized. There's no human input. We don't have a panel of experts that can be biased or that can be bribed or whatever. This is actually an automated system, and it's a very powerful system using elements of artificial intelligence and machine learning and adaptive computing. So the very latest technology and modern portfolio theory. I mean, I don't know how much detail you want me to go into, but the whole of traditional finance is based on modern portfolio theory. And we can't throw that away. We need to try to apply that to cryptocurrency. And that's the real area of interest for us is cryptocurrency. But we need to use traditional accepted theories like modern portfolio theory, but we need to adapt them to this new world of cryptocurrency. I mean, we've seen the retail phase of adoption where Bitcoin rose from virtually zero to 69,000. We've recently seen ETF approval for Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ETF, and there's more to come. And we're probably going to see the Ethereum ETF maybe in May of this year, and more ETFs coming. So we're now beginning to see the era of institutional adoption of cryptocurrency. And so we need to develop tools to be able to rate these assets, these cryptocurrencies, and in particular portfolio building tools, because now they're becoming a real mainstream asset class that people actually should be holding as part of their diversified portfolio, not all their portfolio, but part of a diversified portfolio. So we've developed tools to help people and empower them to make better investment decisions and to actually build portfolios based on accepted theory, but using the very latest metrics from cryptocurrency. They're different. Cryptos are different. They have limited supply. They have on-chain metrics. They have different characteristics for liquidity and risk. And so all these things need to be factored into any proper valuation model. And that's what we've set about doing with Evai. And I think we're ahead of the field with what we're doing. So it's great to be able to share this with your audience. Thank you.
So, who are your users?
Well, users, I mean, anybody, I mean, our technology can actually be used across the board. And currently we're focusing on cryptocurrency because cryptocurrency is a new emerging, very exciting asset class that is really growing. We've got the really massive rates of adoption around the world. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption is really growing. And governments around the world, in fact, people around the world are recognizing that there are problems with inflation, with traditional finance. We've got big problems with prices rocketing and wages aren't keeping up. The good thing about cryptocurrency is that in general, I mean, for example, Bitcoin has limited supply, will only ever have 21 million in existence. So with that limited supply, it means inflation is kept in check. And so when you say who are our users, anybody who is involved in cryptocurrency or wants to be involved in cryptocurrency, they need information. I mean, Benjamin Franklin, everybody probably has heard of Benjamin Franklin. One of his quotes was that effectively that education is the most powerful investment you'll ever make. And we're passionate about education. That's exactly what Evai is all about. Educating the ordinary people, empowering ordinary people, and putting institutional grade technology into the hands of ordinary people. So ordinary people wouldn't normally have access to this kind of powerful ratings information. We spend a lot of money and we have a lot of researchers and developers to deliver this information, but we're delivering it at rock bottom prices, which make it accessible to everybody. So unlike the ratings agencies, the big difference with what we're doing, the traditional ratings agencies are paid by the institutions that they rate. And so you can see there's a conflict of interest there. For example, if a bank wants to rate a particular product, a collateralized mortgage security, for example, the bank would pay the ratings agency to obtain the rating. And so you can see the potential for conflicts and for potential bias there. Because obviously, if you pay the right money, you might get the right rating that you want for your product. We work the other way around, completely turning this on its head. And so the users, ordinary people, pay a very small amount. So just going back to that previous analogy, the banks pay massive amounts, millions, to get the right ratings, whereas we're offering the solution to the masses who only have to pay a fraction, because the masses, obviously, there's a lot of people wanting to use this kind of product around the world. And I know India is one of the greatest, even though there's issues with legality and so on. Even so, India is one of the greatest adoption rates in the world. And, we know there's massive crypto adoption across India. So, yeah, everybody who is involved in crypto really wants information to empower their decision making. Up until now, that information hasn't been available. People are basically just effectively buying, effectively trusting to luck to buy the right crypto assets. And that's really not a sensible way forward. Investments are very important decisions. They impact our future, our lives, impact our wealth, impact our families. And so it's very, very important to make right decisions. And any decision needs to be based on information. You don't just make decisions at the click of a finger and just say, oh, I'm going to guess it's this way. Any financial person will actually educate themselves. They'll gather information, gather data, and then use that to make right decisions. So we always say, do your own due diligence when you're looking at investment decisions. And so that's exactly what we're doing with Evai. We're providing information to help people make better investment decisions. And that's not about picking tomorrow's winner. It's really more about building properly diversified portfolios. And I think we could probably touch more about what we do, how we do it further on in this discussion. But that's basically what we do. We provide a service which is available to the masses rather than just the wealthy few banks and institutions.
So how Evai works?
So basically, we gather data from data sources. I mean, there is data available from exchanges and from people like, for example, CoinGecko. They provide a lot of data about pricing, about volume, and various aspects of cryptocurrencies that you can use this data, and it's basically factored into a formula And we use elements of artificial intelligence and machine learning and as I say, adaptive computing, because the amount of data is unbelievable. There are more than 20,000 cryptocurrencies out there. We're currently rating the largest of the cryptos, but we still rate about 1,500, around 1,500 cryptocurrencies. The amount of data that you need to gather is unbelievable, but we gather that data and we use very advanced computing techniques to actually work on that data according to a formula which helps people determine the most efficient portfolios they need to hold. So you say, how do we do it? We're using technology, because if I was to ask you personally, or any one individual, or even a board of people to rate cryptocurrencies, doing it manually, you have to gather a lot of data and assess that data. And in real time, it takes a long, long time to come up with the right answers. But when you use the latest technology, as I say, adaptive computing in particular, you can manage an awful lot of data for thousands of cryptocurrencies to come up with the answers in terms of what portfolio should you be holding. And this is all about, not just about returns, what is going to give you the best return tomorrow. What we really focus on is risk-adjusted return. So, for example, for whatever level of risk an investor wants to take, you need to build a portfolio which gives you the very best possible return for that level of risk. So if you like to take a high level of risk, which some people do, then we will help you, or Evai technology can help you actually put together the most efficient portfolio possible for that level of risk, which may be a high level of risk for a high level of return, or you might be more conservative and you might say, no, I want to take a lower level of risk, but that lower level of risk, you still want to build the most efficient portfolio that will give you the best possible returns for that level of risk. And this all goes back to traditional investment theory and modern portfolio theory, which the whole of traditional finance is based on modern portfolio theory and what's something called the efficient frontier. And the efficient frontier, again, I won't go into great detail about it, but basically what it does is give you the best possible mix of assets or portfolio of assets for a particular level of risk. So that's what we're doing. As I say, we're putting this powerful information into the hands of people. But we have amazing researchers. We've had leading university professors. We've had partnerships with universities. So this isn't just putting a group of developers to put something that looks nice. This is actually based on a solid foundation of academic theory and using the very latest technology. So again, we've got some amazing developers using the latest technology to utilize this theory and together gather and utilize the data to produce actionable ratings data. So it's very, very simple ratings. We're updating the ratings all the time. And again, there's going to be a major update within about 1 month at the end of March, which will really empower people. And I would strongly suggest people get involved. And also, as I said, we are also passionate about education because these tools are useful. And it's not the only tool. There are other trading tools available. So we run courses. I mean, there's a course which is actually the link to it is called learnhowtotrade.club. And I might even, if I'll have a look if I can share that link with you. That could be useful for your users. Yes, there's a cost involved because, good education does cost money. Everyone accepts that you don't get good education for free. If you go onto YouTube, for example, you don't know who the good sources are. You can listen to all sorts of sources. So I've actually got almost 40 years worth of trading experience, which I've crystallized into a course, which again helps people and educates people how to do better with trading. And there's one statistic which is really interesting, and it's a true statistic. 95% of retail traders lose money when they try to trade. Only 5% of retail traders actually make money. And actually, I've heard even higher figures, 98% lose money, but it's somewhere in that region. Nearly everybody loses money when they try to trade. And that's because they lack the education. And education doesn't just mean about having the right tools and knowing how to use them. there's also a large element of psychology in trading. So people need to learn about fear and greed and patience and behavioral analysis, things like Elliott wave analysis, which is a behavioral framework for trading. They need to learn about Fibonacci tools and about various indicators, and actually also learn as much as anything what doesn't work, because there are so many books out there, and as I say, YouTube videos and so on, giving you information which I know from my academic background, a lot of these things really don't work. And the problem is people are wasting time learning things which genuinely don't work. And it's almost like a conspiracy teaching you things which will put you among those 95% of people who lose money. So what we want to do is empower people to become among the 5% that make money. So that's kind of the motivation behind Evai, is to put powerful tools into the hands of individuals to help them make better investment decisions.
So you're using your 40 years of trading experience in for those 5% of the people to get success.
I mean, that's within the trading courses. I mean, even, yes, the years of experience from trading. I actually started trading in the early 1980s, and I was very successful initially. When the 1987 crash came, which is long before most of you were born, I actually lost a lot of money. So it's in my early days of trading. I made a lot of money. I lost it in the financial crash of 1987. The next major world crash was the dot-com boom and bust in the year 2000, around the year 2000 to 2002. I didn't lose any money. In fact, I was actually working as a consultant with the World Bank at the time, and I was advising people about the risks. And I actually didn't lose any money at the time. And I saved a lot of people money by telling them not to invest during that boom bust era then. But then when the 2008 crisis came, I was actually ready for that one. And as I say, I actually did very well. I made a lot of money for myself and for others during that period of time of the crash of 2008. And that's, as I say, when Bitcoin was born and when really the ideas began to formulate about building this unbiased, decentralized rating system which can empower people. And then we came to the COVID crisis. And again, that wasn't really an issue, even though it was a black swan event that nobody could have really foreseen. We didn't lose money during that period again, because over the time of the 40 years or so, I learned techniques which can protect you. And it's not just about stop losses. It's really about learning about how to place your risk reward. So just to come back to what you were saying, this is actually all part of the learnhowtotrade.club, that course there. And again, we can offer a discount to your viewers. So we can share that link with you at some point, and you can share with your community and benefit from it. But that's actually the Learn How to Trade. But Evai is actually a standalone business, which again provides tools, one of the tools to empower trading. So it's not the only tool, but it's a very, very powerful tool, particularly in the cryptocurrency world, to help traders to make better trading decisions. So there's two elements really. There's overall education, which everybody needs that education. And then there's the right tools. And Evai is one of those, probably the most powerful tool to empower you, particularly in portfolio building. Because if you're investing in just one cryptocurrency, even if it's Bitcoin, you're relying on the fortunes of one cryptocurrency. And even Bitcoin has had its ups and downs. But when you use modern portfolio theory, that is really talks more about diversification and choosing the right blend of assets to give you the best risk-adjusted return. And that's really where Evai focuses, because that is actually the foundation of solid investment. And that in itself helps you get among the 5% of winners in the trading world and gets you away from the 95% of people who, not just traditionally, but consistently lose money, unfortunately. So education's important, but I think Evai is a big part of that.
So how this big risk takers in the user, the user who is taking a bigger risk and the user who is taking smaller risk, how Evai helps? Or
Okay,
is there any difference?
yeah, it's really
Working with Evai?
interesting. Very, very interesting question. So as I said, there are different, within eBay, there's actually different products, and these products are really, the main products are going to be launched at the end of March. So we're only talking, about 1 month away. We have tools at the moment, but products that people can actually subscribe to, which will focus on very much on the level of risk that you want to take. So, for example, when we're looking at portfolio building, that we can have a basic efficient frontier tool which focuses on the biggest assets, the safest assets, but builds a portfolio mix of the best and safest assets. And we can even include, for example, USDT Tether. So when there's times of market turmoil, the market can get you out of the riskier assets into Tether. So it's actually a reactive tool to market conditions. And again, that's where eBay systems, gathering all the data, is really very important. But then when you talked about those investors who want to take higher risks, we have a product which will be called Outliers. And this looks for the big moves in the market and focuses particularly on those ones which are higher risk, but also a higher potential return. So there's something for everybody here. I mean, in this era of institutional adoption, most of the institutions won't be investing in the smaller cryptocurrencies. They will be focusing on the main few. I mean, there's only one approved, Bitcoin. Well, I mean, Bitcoin has approved ETFs. Ethereum will probably be coming in May, and others will probably follow, shortly after that. So these are the ones that the institutions will really be focusing on, and maybe building a safe portfolio based on that. If people are investing their pension funds, for example, and that's what they'll be able to do in the future, they want something safe. But as you rightly say, cryptocurrency is still an emerging asset. There's some tremendous opportunities out there. We've seen, for example, AGIX which is one of the AI tokens, has gone up something like 5 times in just the past few months. 5 times on your investment, 500%. These sort of opportunities are available within the cryptocurrency world. And so that's why we have this product, which again is being launched very, very soon, called Outliers, which will focus on the higher risk opportunities, but actually the higher opportunities as well. So there's something for everybody here.
So what is the mechanism that Evai is doing in order to give the right information to the users?
I mean, information and the tools that we offer are really, it's really based on the wealth of data, but also the way that we manipulate that data. You see, as an individual, as I say, you can't possibly have the computing power that we have and the development team that we have, and also the data that we gather. So we actually gather data as well about the risk of projects, because so many people just focus on returns without taking risk into account. And risk is very, very important. There's a balance really between risk and return. So again, how do we do this? It is using, as I said, the very latest computer technology, adaptive computing, which can manage massive amounts of data. So the number of permutations of portfolios, when you're talking about 20,000 cryptos, the number of permutations of portfolios, believe it or not, is more than the number of atoms in the whole universe. That's the permutations that there are. So you can't do this on a laptop or home computer or anything like that. You need very advanced computing techniques to be able to manage this sort of amount of data. And that is what makes us stand apart, because it's not about just powerful computing. It's about techniques that can actually look at approximations, good approximations, because it's not possible, even with the most powerful computers and even supercomputers coming, to manage this amount of data. So there's very important bespoke techniques that, again, cutting edge technology that we're using is able to handle this amount of data to come up with right answers. And we're not looking at something which just makes it look good. Oh, we're handling so many different kinds of data. We're actually just focusing on the things that really produce results for people. Because at the end of the day, it's actually the results that matters to people, not how you get there. So yeah, it's not we're not just putting data in for the sake of it. What we're actually doing, and again, you can use artificial intelligence and learning methodologies for this to actually identify what tools you need to come up with the best results. And that's what we're doing within eBay. So again, we're using the right tools to give the most informative results to users. So just to summarize, it's just something which is not possible for individual investors. And I couldn't do this with all the years of education and experience I've got. I couldn't do this without having a team of people and resources and computing power. And just interestingly, Evai actually just won an international hackathon. There are over 100 international entries to the hackathon. And we won this hackathon. It was a big hackathon sponsored by industry leaders. And we won the hackathon based on the technology that we're using for this efficient frontier products that we have. So it's actually proven, it's accepted. You know, as I say, we won a hackathon, international hackathon. So Evai is a proven methodology to help empower investors to make those decisions.
So, what do you say to the users who are from anywhere on this planet watching and hearing this?
Well, I would invite you to use what we have, because we're trying to price it at a price which makes it. I mean, you can actually access Evai tools. You can access some of Evai tools for free. You can access our basic ratings for $10 a month. If you've only got a $100 portfolio, it may not be worthwhile, but you can still access our free ratings. So do visit the site, which is evai.io, evai.io. So visit the site, have a look around. You can get some ratings for free there, and we're going to widen that and try and make as much as we can. We're going to offer for free, and as we develop within Evai, we'll be offering more and more for free to people, because we want everybody to benefit from what we're doing. But there are some paid tools available, as I say, from as little as $10 a month. There's some products going to be coming out, by the way, as little as $3 a month. So we're trying to put this into the hands of everybody. Obviously, the business that we do, the data gathering, the computing costs money, so we can't offer it all for free, but we're trying to make it as accessible as possible. So, excuse me, I would encourage people to go to the website evai.io. I would encourage people, if you're really serious about learning to trade profitably, I would recommend that you go to the evai.io site, and also, the learnhowtotrade.club to actually, look at the education. There's various packages available. Again, some very low cost packages to the ultimate package where you get really hands-on, workshops and feedback and AMAs and so on. So there's a whole range of packages, again, to suit people's affordability, to suit your trade sizes. But I would just say the main message to people is, don't trade blind. Make sure that you have the tools at your disposal to make the right decisions. Otherwise, you're effectively, if you play any sport without any practice and without any teaching and coaching, you will fail at that sport. I'm sure you guys, cricket, for example, people practice cricket over many years and they get coaching to be better cricketers and so on. I'm saying cricket because I know how popular that is in India, but same with any sport, whether you're a golfer, cricketer, runner, it requires training and coaching and education. And that's what we're providing. So as Benjamin Franklin said, education is the most powerful tool. And actually, it's the investment that pays the highest level of interest is education. So I'm just saying, educate yourself through. I would really. We'll talk about this, and I'll let you share it with your community with a discount code. People should educate themselves. It's the most important thing you will ever do if you're interested in trading, interested in getting involved in cryptocurrency. Whether you're a real total beginner or whether you're an expert, there's something for everybody at every level there. And the psychology aspect, but we also, within the courses, we actually also include an element on artificial intelligence, teaching you about AI and machine learning and how that's used within trading. And so there's some really powerful elements of the course there as well. So there's something for everybody, but education's key. And as I say, let's share those links. I'll pass them to you shortly. Share those links that we can all benefit from. And that's the message. We all get educated. We go to university. We do it for a reason, because it empowers us in life, in jobs. but also if you're looking at trading and making the best of your financial decisions, then clearly Evai is the right choice. And also educational courses like learnhowtotrade.club is the right choice.
I'll put your website link in the description of this video, also on my website, also on the screen as well. People who find our video on YouTube or anywhere in the social media or internet can able to see the service that you're providing, can able to see the work that you're doing.
Fantastic. Yeah. I was just checking. I can't easily see a sharing facility here. I can't easily see it. So we will, what I will do, I will share that with you so you can share it in the links.
I'll share it. I'll put it on the screen. So at last, what is your observation about my work? Have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm actually, we've been talking for a long time, and I know you reached out to me a long time ago. And initially, because I get loads of people reach out to me, and I don't get a chance to talk to everybody. I've spoken on various shows. I've been on CNBC. I've been on all the programs and so on. I'm on a regular TV show in America. So I'm out there. So I didn't actually take note, but then actually I looked at one of your videos and I saw that actually this guy is really professional. I love the way he interviews the people he's interviewing. So I was very impressed with what you're doing, and actually you've got a great following. So congratulations to you. Congrats to your community for engaging with you. Really impressed with what you've done. So I think it's amazing. So again, what you're doing is sharing. You're passionate about sharing information, educating people. We share the same values. So yeah, very impressed.
So I did Masters in Software Engineering, also Bachelors in Computer Science and Engineering. Right now I'm doing some DevOps engineering projects for a UK company and a US company. So that is my full-time job. Apart from that, I'm interviewing experts like you who are already in the industry and who are solving different problems in the industry and who are helping human beings providing different services. And I'm trying to interview business leaders around the world, trying to know how they are helping mankind in different ways. So as a technology professional, talking with experts like you who are already in the industry for a long time, trying to say the word, trying to say the work that they are doing to my audience, what I'm going to learn from this experience and how this work is going to be helpful for me and my career.
Fantastic. Yeah, as I say, it's very impressive what you've done, and it's wide-reaching, very broad spectrum, but it's interesting. And yeah, I do congratulate you on what you've done and the audience that you've built. Fantastic.
Thank you, sir. Can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Oh, absolutely. It'd be a pleasure. Thank you again for the opportunity. Thank you so much. And thank you to your listeners for engaging. So yeah, it'd be a pleasure to be on your YouTube channel. Thank you.
And also, can I put this audio and video clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Absolutely. Feel free. You're very welcome. As I say, it's a real pleasure and privilege to be involved in your productions. Thank you.
Thank you very much again for your valuable time and sharing your work to my audience.
Thank you. Great. Well, we'll stay in touch and we'll perhaps give you another update. Maybe we do another one when we launch our next products at the end of March. Perhaps we do another video podcast, whatever then. But in the meantime, let's stay in touch. I'll share some of the links with you. But thank you for your time today. Thank you for the opportunity and look forward to keeping in touch with you and your community. We're doing a lot, by the way, in India. We're trying to reach out to the Indian audience and we're working through, and again, I'll share that with you as we're rolling out some major collaborations with Indian institutions. And again, I'll tell you more about that as it happens, probably towards the end of March. And that'll be very, very exciting and probably will help you, again, grow your audience as well. So look forward to a lot more collaboration together in the future.
Thank you very much, sir. That it means a lot for me, and definitely in March, definitely the new product that is going to launch, definitely we are going to put that out as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sai.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.